Here are the best free EdTech tools for teachers for 2024 in so many different categories this year. We have 70 tools to cover in 14 different categories. You can see all the categories popping up on the screen, and I'm so excited to share these free EdTech tools with you that you are just going to love as a teacher. And to kick this list off, we are going to start with the AI tools for 2024. So here are 5 of my favorites. You're going to find a lot of other AI tools sprinkled in throughout this list as well. And Magic School is the very first one. You will need an account to use the Magic School tools, but this one is so cool. Really, anything a teacher would need to do, Magic School can help you write it faster and write it more clearly with the clear directions, making them more concise and sequential, helping students understand those directions better. You can generate video questions from a YouTube video. You can have it create a rubric for you or rewrite text down to a different level, a different reading level, or maybe you need to up-level that text into a different reading level. It has so many different options with Magic School. Just some other ones, an IEP generator. You can have it translate text. It even will give you some teacher jokes. It can just do so much. I see a song generator, a vocab list generator, Jeopardy review game. This is just a really neat tool for teachers. So we're using AI. You're going to put some prompts in depending upon the tool that you select with Magic School, and then it's going to give you the result that you are looking for. So definitely check out magicschool.ai. Moving on to number 2, ChatGPT. And this one is your virtual assistant. It helps you create unique classroom resources based on whatever prompts you put in. It's also a conversation. So normally the first prompt that you put in, it's going to give you a response, but you're going to want to tweak it a little bit. And you can just write that back in, type that back into ChatGPT, tell them how you want to change it, and ChatGPT will change it for you. The next one is CK Flex Tutor. And this one is really cool for students. It's like a tutor for students. And they're able to talk with the chatbot. And so they're able to assist them in the learning. It helps them understand the content better when they're able to ask their own questions in their own way. And then the AI will respond to them in what they're having trouble with. It can answer questions that they're having. It can check for understanding. It can even give them quiz questions and the students can answer. So it is definitely engaging. And then if they do get a question wrong, it has that material, that follow-up material that a student might need to understand that question better. So this is great to have as a student tutor. The next AI tool that I'd love to share with you is Goblin.tools. And I love this one because there's a magic to do. And this tool, you put it in and it breaks it down into specific tasks. So you could say, write a persuasive essay. That's my task. And what it will do is it will break it down into these micro tasks for us. And then it really just creates this checklist. Oh, I need to do this, and then this, and then this. And it just helps students understand, and even teachers too, to break it down, all of the things that we need to do one thing, right? Write a persuasive essay. First, we need to identify our audience and our purpose. Then we need to choose a topic. And what's really cool is it will write these to-dos for us. And then if we need to break any one of those micro tasks down, we can have it generate more micro tasks for the micro tasks to help identify how we would identify our audience and our purpose. So this is just a great option for us to break things down for learners or when we're writing directions and want to make things really clear. It does have a formalizer and a judge. Those things you can make your words sound a little more professional, or maybe you want to get to the point a little better. You've wrote a long thing out and you just want to get to the point. You can use a formalizer to do that. Judge is judging the tone of things. So we want to see if you're misreading the tone of it. You're able to put text in and also the replies and make sure that you're sending the right tone across. There is an estimator, a compiler, and a chef if you're interested in trying those as well. So play around with those tools. Goblin.tools is fun to play with. The last AI specific tool is school AI. So with school AI, you have a sidekick and then you have these spaces. And the sidekick is like for the students where they're able to ask questions, kind of just chat with a AI assistant and get the questions to things that they're wondering or things they need help with. This sidekick can help answer questions for them. And then there's also spaces. And inside of these spaces, these are places where a student can test their knowledge about an upcoming test, about specific topics. It also, the big stakes test, they can also be quizzed for the ACT, things like that. Or they can also chat with, say, Abraham Lincoln, and he will chat with them, kind of like how he would have talked. You can actually hear an impersonator of his voice talking if you want to hear that. But you're able to chat with past historical figures and what they would know from the time, that they lived, and they would talk about it. They would talk back to you in that way. So it's just fun to go check out. Students can interact with it. They can use the sidekick, or they can use the spaces and study for tests or talk with those historical figures. So those are specific AI tools. We're going to move next into our game-based tool. And the first one, I just love Blooket. Students are able to get question sets sent to them live, and they're competing with their class. So what I love about Blooket is that students will answer questions in quiz style, multiple choice questions, and they're actually playing a competitive strategy game against their class. They can play by themselves too. You can assign it as homework. But the cool thing is that the same students don't always win, where we find that in other tools that we use, where the fastest, most correct, they are the winners of our games most often. But this really levels the playing field because there's also this element of luck that is brought into Blooket. And so you get competitive where you can steal coins from other players, you can swap with other players. And so the person that wins the game isn't always our highest academic achieving student. So I just love that. It just evens a playing field. The students are so engaged, so they're super excited about that. Blooket has great data for teachers as well. So teachers are getting exactly what they need with Blooket. So that one's going to be a fun one for you to play. And the next one is Kahoot. This is game-based learning. It's that multiple choice. The cool thing with Kahoot is that they've added the feature of where you can add a slide before you have questions. So you can have a slide of information and then get questions answered. So students come into those with a code, like a lot of these other ones, and they're able to play against their teammates. And with this one, it is the faster you are at answering, the more points you get, but you have to be correct. If you get it wrong, you get 0 points. So Kahoot is great for that. If you want to know the differences between Kahoot and Blooket, I created a video specifically about that, and you can check that out with the link below. Quizzes is next. And Quizzes is so much fun. It's an interactive competitive quiz tool where students can either play at their own pace or they can play live. And so Quizzes has added some different options in here that separates it from these other game show options. You can create a quizzes with YouTube video. So you can just upload the link. You can import from Google Slides or Google Docs. So it has that AI component added into Quizzes. And that's really cool. There's mini games inside of there that you're able to play with Quizzes. So that one is a great choice for students to get that interactive competitive gameplay as well. Gimkit is next. This is like a game show. It can be independent play, but what I love to use Gimkit as is a collaborative gameplay. So this is a bunch of mini games, but then students can work together by answering questions to earn energy or earn coins or earn whatever they're earning. And they can work together to solve the problem. So everybody in the class has to work together to get off the ship, let's say, is one of them. But yet they have to answer those questions. So the teacher is happy because they get the data on what the students know on those specific question sets. So they can also play against each other in mini games. And so that just makes Gimkit so much fun. There are A few free available. You do get a 14-day free trial to the Plus. So this is one that has moved a little bit more paid, but I'm keeping it on this list because I do love it. And it does still have some options for some free games in there. So yeah, go check it out. Quizalize is next, and this one makes the list because it's smart quizzes with an adaptive learning path option. So I like this one because you have the competitive mini games where students play the game, they're answering the question, teacher gets the data, all fine and well. But then what's really cool is that we can send them on different learning paths. If they got an 80% or better, then we're going to send them to this next assignment. If they got between 60 and 80%, then we're going to send them to this YouTube video. If they got below this, then we're going to send them back to whatever lesson we were teaching, and we're going to go over these key terms again. So it creates that adaptive learning path right inside the game, and it just sends the students where they need to go depending upon their score. So that's what I love about Quizalize. All of these are great options to add that engagement in your classroom. And so certainly go try any of them and you will add engagement in your classroom for sure. The next section is assignment tools. And the first one is new to our list. I don't know how many new ones I put on here specifically, but we had definitely probably 10 that were taken off just because they are no longer free. Or they just weren't relevant anymore to make the list. And so I'm not sure how many new ones we've added, but this is one of the new ones to the assignment tools section. This is a writing tutor. It gives personal feedback for a student when they are writing an essay or paragraph or whatever they're writing before they submit it to the teacher. So what's really cool is they can do their essay on the assignment. They can say submit, and then the writing tutor will give them personalized feedback based on the rubric that the teacher has selected. So before the teacher even sees it, AI has said, hey, you need to work on your intro. You would have got a 0 out of 3 because it doesn't have these type of things. So I just love that it can, get through an AI tutor first, if that makes sense, before the teacher needs to read it and point out those things that they would have probably pointed out anyways, and it saves them some time reading all of those essays. Teachers can, of course, see all of those submissions that they create, and they can go and grade them too, but it will auto-grade this for teachers through the multiple submissions if they want. So that's really cool. Class Companion is great for that. Also in the assignment tools list, we've got Quizlet. This is where you're going to create and study those digital flashcards. You can make quizzes, games on any topic. Students love flashcards to study with, and so Quizlet is definitely still on the list. The next one is an AI tool specifically, and it's QuestionWell. And I love QuestionWell. You input a topic, the AI will write multiple choice, fill in the blank, those type of questions that can be imported into popular EdTech tools. And so these can be ones for Bluekit, these can be ones for Kahoot, Gimkit. They will download the CSV or the Excel file, the template that tool specifically wants. And so all you have to do is create a new one in that tool and upload that specific CSV or Excel file. So this is just great. I love QuestionWell, and I'll drop a 1 month free QuestionWell promo code in the description. If you want to get 1 month free, you can use it for free, but if you want to try the paid version, you can get 1 month for free. They're giving 50 people that option, and once that code is used up, then it's used up. So grab that promo code in the description below. The next one is formative. You're going to create interactive quizzes and formative assessments, either with AI. I love the AI that they've added, or you can create your own. It has so many different question types. That's what I love about it too. It's not just multiple choice or short answer. Students can actually draw their answer, or you can upload a worksheet and they can write on top of that worksheet. And then the really cool thing with formative is that you have that live tracking. As students are going through the assignment, the teacher can see exactly which question every student is on. They can see what they're drawing as they're drawing it. We're able to share student data live if we want, like giving examples of, yep, this, Susie did really well on this. Look at Susie's example of how she did this, and show it on the class. It just does a really nice job of live tracking, giving that teacher the data they need immediately, right on the spot. And that's what we need to know so we can decide which way we need to go with that class or with that student. So formative is awesome for that. Seesaw, great for assignments. It's interactive student engagement learning platform. It creates a virtual portfolio. Students are able to submit their assignments through this, and actually parents are even in on this too. They're able to comment on them, they're able to like them or heart them, and just it's a great way to connect with parents too, because the parents are able to see what the student is doing throughout the day. So that's really fun. You can choose to have that turned on or off, but the students love to get those comments back from grandparents and parents. And so that's just a lot of fun. And it has a lot of great accessibility features in there as well. The next part of the list is lesson support tools. So these are going to be anything that's helping you with your lesson, with your presentation. So if you use a lot of video, then Edpuzzle is going to be the one that you're going to want to use. This will take any video that you have on YouTube, any custom video, you're able to upload it, or from Khan Academy. And what happens is you upload the video or grab the link from YouTube, and you're able to add questions inside of the video. As the video plays, these questions come up. And so let's say a minute of the video plays, and then a question pops up about what they just learned in the video. So it is right on the spot learning and making sure that students are understanding what's being taught in the video. The cool part is there's so many teachers that are using Edpuzzle that a lot of the videos that you'll grab from YouTube, they've already been Edpuzzled, we'll call it. And so you rarely have to go in and add your own questions. A lot of times they've already been Edpuzzled and you can just use someone else's. So that's really great. For student learning, they have added an AI feature as well now into Edpuzzle, so that is fun to use and try. Nearpod is great for interactive lessons and activities. You can see students' progress in live time. The students actually have your slides up on their screen too, and you can make it so they can't advance until you advance it. So that's really nice, but it has interactive lessons and activities that are happening in real time. So Nearpod is great for that. Pear Deck is going to go right on top of your Google Slides, basically making them interactive. So you have that live, on-demand interactivity available to you where you're able to send out questions on the fly. They don't have to be pre-made. That's one thing I love about Pear Deck. I can just turn it on. And if I want to send out a question as I'm presenting using Google Slides, I can easily send it out with not having to have it pre-made. So that's really awesome with Pear Deck. Classroom Screen is a virtual screen that displays just so many different classroom management widgets. It has timers, it has randomizers, it has where you can just put a text box up with announcement. It has different lights like a street light, to tell students, stop, or yellow means we're picking up, green means, you're going, you're doing your station. It just has so many different teacher widgets that are just like a classroom screen. So it's great for virtual learning as well, because you can have that visual shared on your screen with your students that are learning virtually. And it just adds that extra communication piece. And it also alleviates us from what do I do next? You can just have it on your classroom screen and they can refer to it themselves. So that one is great. The last one of this section is QueryPod. This one is cool because you can Curify your slides. So it will be an AI generator to basically make your slides interactive. So that's really cool. They have so many different ideas inside a QueryPod for reading comprehension, vocab, grammar, getting students AI feedback. There's also just some fun games like Would You Rather or Brain Breaks in here that are fun to throw up on students. They're all interactive, and so that just makes QueryPod a lot of fun with your lessons. Our next section is productivity tools, and we start it with Trello. So Trello is planning boards and lists, and you're able to click and drag different tasks from each list or different topics around to other boards. So it's a great for projects, workflow, task list. Just organization. Trello is a fun one to use for students or for teachers. And if you're saving web links, then you're going to want to use Wakelet. That one is really cool to organize them into visual collections. You can then share these links with your students or with other teachers of a collection that you've created. Padlet, you're able to interact with digital bulletin boards. And I like to bring students on to a Padlet together. They're able to put up their own ideas, just like a sticky note. They're able to add pictures, add videos, add resources. And it's just a great collaboration space for our students to interact in, and that is Padlet. Symbaloo is next. I love to use this one to create bookmarks of web pages, but then they create little quick clickable tiles. And so I like to use Symbaloo as our home page on iPads. So when they click on Safari, they get in there and the Symbaloo pops up right away. And it's like a teacher's favorites list of web pages. And for students, younger students especially, they're just all clickable tiles. So they kind of look like apps. And you're able to organize them into different sections, and it's all your favorite bookmarks right there on one page, and students are able to get where they need to be without typing in those long URLs. So Symbaloo is great for that. The last one is Mote, and this one is all about leaving voice notes and feedback. And this one is a Chrome extension. So instead of typing all the time, you can just talk with your feedback. And Mote is great for that. It's also great for our students to hear the teacher's voice, especially if you have any distance learning or if you're a distance learning teacher. It's great for the students to hear our voice. And so these are voice notes and giving feedback is great to use with Mote. The next section is just basic teacher tools and resources that we can use. Flippity has so many different options to choose from when you get on their site. It's basically spreadsheet-based teacher tools. And so you're going to be able to create quiz shows or flashcards, or you could do a virtual breakout. You can create your own one of those. Timeline, a matching game. You can create digital badges and then have the badge tracker. You can create a tournament bracket or a progress indicator. There's fun with fonts as well, and that one is really fun to have students use and type their own name in a different font style. And so there's just a lot of fun options with Flippity. It's made by a teacher for teachers. So you want to check that one out at flippity.net. Toy Theater is next, and Toy Theater is great for digital manipulatives. So these are great for the teacher to use to show, let's say counting coins or fraction strips. These are great for the teacher to use while teaching, but also great for students to use when they're working to figure out their work. They do have games in there for math, reading, and music as well. So the students can go play those mini games too. But I do love Toy Theater for the digital manipulatives. It's just highly engaging and students like them and teachers like them. So Toy Theater is great. Teacher Stack is a new one on this list. It's great for station rotations. It also has seating charts and it displays a to-do list task for the students. And I love the station rotations because you can put in there how long the station is, what the station is, and who should be in the station, how long they have to rotate to the station, and then the order of the stations. So what will happen is the timer will start. Everybody's in station 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And all the students are where they're supposed to be. And then the timer will automatically go into the time that it takes to rotate and start the timer automatically. And then once that's done, it automatically starts that timer over for your station time. So it is on this automation rolling screen. And it's just really cool because the students can know exactly where they need to be going. There's different sounds that they will hear when they need to rotate and different sounds that they can hear when they should be at their next station. But the cool thing is it's all automated. The teacher does not have to start and stop a timer. So Teacher Stack is great for that. It has those other tools as well. Enlighten Me, this one is cool. This is brand new to the list as well, but it's great to have as a teacher resource. So with enlightenme.ai, you can create and distribute assignments in seconds, and have these essays auto-graded. So what's cool about this one is it's like your personalized AI grader. And what it will have you do when a student submits this assignment, it will have you grade one of them as a teacher based on a rubric, and it will learn from how you graded it. And then it will grade all of the rest of the ones that were handed in based on that first grading. So it's an AI grader. It's helping teachers get through those essays quicker. But of course, AI is not perfect. You're still going to want to go back and spot check that or reread it, but hopefully it takes a lot of the heavy lifting off of your plate when you're able to have some of that auto graded just by general rubric. So try enlightenme.ai. The last teacher resource is Common Sense Media. This is commonsensemedia.org. You can search for EdTech tools that are reviewed by teachers and parents. It's also great for digital citizenship lessons for K through 12. They're all free on there. They have great lesson plans and videos that you can just take the lesson and start it, and you'll have vocab words, you'll have videos, you'll have activities just ready to go. And so that is awesome. It's also a great resource for parents if they're wondering if their student should be playing this certain video game or watch this specific movie. Common Sense Media will give it a rating and help parents understand maybe the not so great things that they'll see in there, the cautionaries, or what things it's teaching inside of that movie. And so that's a great resource for parents as well, commonsensemedia.org. The next section is all about making connections with our students. And we start with Classcraft. So Classcraft is really a social emotional learning tool. So students can earn experience points for positive behaviors and achievements. And basically with this one, we've gamified, I shouldn't say they have gamified behavior. And so it's just great to have this behavior management in such a fun, gamified way. And students are able to earn these points because they love to. And Classcraft is just really great for that. Parlay is a comprehensive discussion platform that develops critical thinking skills in a safe environment. So basically, there's so many different discussion types that can come up, and students are able to write back what they feel on that topic. And so it can be opinion things. Students can also reply to other people's opinions, and you kind of create this discussion board, and it can even be a debate. It can be a round table as well. And so it's just a safe place for us to talk about issues, discussions, and students are able to voice their opinions. So that's just an awesome one. Remind is next. And I know I've talked about Remind before, but Remind is great because everybody can get a text or an email. And what I mean by everybody is parents, students, other teachers, whatever group you have, the basketball team. We're able to send out texts and email reminders without sharing anyone's personal number. So the teacher's number is not shared and the parent's number is not shared, but yet we can communicate. So Remind is really great for that. Definitely check that one out. Along is a new one to this list. It's along.org. And this one is for social emotional learning. So it's strengthening that teacher-student connection to uplift and integrate student voice through thriving classrooms is how they explain it. Questions like, what are the best things about you? And the student shares and the teacher's able to connect with them. So it's just a connection piece. Along.org is just great for relationship building and just kind of taking that teacher-student relationship to the next level and making sure that students know that they're cared for and that there is someone listening on the other side. So you can respond with text, audio, or video, however the student decides, however the teacher decides, and it's just a great safe space. Class Dojo is the other behavior management tool that I love to use. So I'd kind of say Class Dojo is probably for your younger learners, whereas Classcraft, maybe your older learners, but they could definitely be used both. But Class Dojo is a little bit younger, I'd say. I don't know that I would bring this up into high school, but I've used it with junior high with success. And they earn dojos, points, I call them dojos, based on achievements and positive behavior. And so this was just great to award those students that were on task, that did a great job, and be able to share also that information with parents at home as well, so they could see what their child is doing well at, and maybe what they're not doing well at through this Class Dojo app. The next couple sections are all about creation. So this is quick create. So tiny URL, you're going to take custom URL links, those ones that are super, super long and you don't want your students to type in, and you're going to be able to pop those in and make long links easier to access because they're going to get a shortened URL, not this long URL to type in. That is one that is super easy to use. If you're looking to create a QR code, then goqr.me is going to be one that you're going to want to try. So you can drop in a web link, you can drop in a phone number, you can drop in an email, and it is going to create a really quick QR code that you can then distribute however you need to send it out. The next quick create is TextBlaze, and this is a Chrome extension. This one is so cool. You can have a long piece of text that you type often. Maybe it's feedback if you're a tech coach and you kind of use the same template every time that you send feedback, every time you have a meeting with a teacher and you want to use the same format every time, you can use short little text snippets to write out your long template. And so you just use the backslash with a specific code that you decide. So it's gonna be backslash coaching template or something like that. And then it will just fill in that whole template that you've already created. So it's really great for that, really great to just make typing faster. Markup Hero is next. It's also a Chrome extension. This one is great for taking screenshots. It can also annotate over these screenshots, which is why I love it for teaching. So I can take a screenshot of something and then I can annotate over it or put boxes or put arrows on it if I'm creating a direction sheet. I also can take scrolling screenshots. So sometimes what's on our screen, we need a little bit more, and you can take a scrolling screenshot and it actually will scroll through the website and take a huge screenshot of that whole thing, which then you can annotate over or save or share. And so Markup Hero as a Chrome extension is going to be one that you're going to want to try out. Adobe Express, this is one that you can quickly create graphics or video stories. And the Adobe Express background remover specifically, that guy is going to remove your background so fast. Upload the picture, click remove background, and you have that image without a background on it. And then you can use Adobe Express to create with that image, whether you're putting it on a poster or an invitation to something, whatever it might be. It can just be any graphic. So Adobe Express is great. I really love Adobe Express background remover as well. And if you want to check out other Chrome extensions that I like to use, I do have a video about the 7 free Chrome extensions for teachers that you can certainly check out. Next, we'll do visual creation tools, and then after this, we'll do video creation tools. So our visual creation tools, these start off with Canva. So Canva is a drag and drop editor to create graphics for your classroom or student projects. They have so many templates to start making a poster or a postcard or an assignment. And the cool thing is Canva for Education is free for teachers and free for students. So you get access to those premium features for free as a teacher. So that's really awesome. You can also have your students come in and grab that same access. Bitmojis are next. You're able to create that expressive cartoon character that has your face in a cartoon on it. And it just has a different growing library of moods and stickers. It just adds a little bit of fun to assignments when you add a Bitmoji on there or inside of your lesson slides. It just lightens up the class a little bit more, and they're just really fun to use. Satori is next. This is where you can create interactive timelines. So this is great for a teacher tool, or you can have students that can use this for student projects when they're creating those interactive timelines. Scribble Diffusion, this one is fun. Turn your rough sketch into a refined image using AI. So it's another AI tool. Basically, you can draw in the little part where it gives you to draw, and then AI will create an image based on your drawing. You do describe it a little bit as well, just so it kind of has a little more of an understanding of what you're scribbling. It's not too advanced, but it is kind of fun to play around with, and students can create images using AI. The last one of our graphic creation is Giphy, and this is where you can create and send GIFs. And I've seen teachers have this as an assignment where students need to create a GIF based on the topic that they're talking about. This can get a lot of fun, a little cautionary because some GIFs are just inappropriate in general. So we just have to watch out for that. But you can send the link to the GIF or you can download the image. And so you can certainly check out Giphy. That one is a fun one for students or for teachers, just to visually create, those GIFs and have a little fun with that. The next section is video creation. How are we creating video for free? So Flip, formerly Flipgrid, this is video answers. So the teacher will put up a topic and then the students will reply with a video answer. So they can put their video up with emojis and text on it and reply back to that original prompt. Other students can see other students' answers if you want them to, and it just creates a great discussion board using video. So Flip is great for that. Loom is great to record your screen. You can get the Chrome extension or the software download. Now, normally Loom is paid, but they do offer it free for teachers. So when you get a Loom account, you're just going to sign up for Loom, and then you're going to go and get verified as a teacher to get that for free. The thing I like about Loom is that I can quickly record my screen and share a link with that recording to another teacher or a student, however I'm using it. But I like that I don't have to send them a video. I can send them a link and then it's hosted on Loom. So that helps a lot. The next one is Clips, and this is a video creation app. So you can add text to it. It can be a video of you or something else. The cool thing that I love about Clips is you have the option for live captioning. And so it will actually be typing out the words that you're saying on the screen as you're saying them. And this is just great for a video creation app for our students to use or for teachers to use. And so students like to complete assignments with Clips, especially using that live captioning. It just adds a little extra element to videos. Toontastic is fun to create digital stories using templates. You can draw and animate and narrate cartoons, and it's such a fun platform. It's also great for storytelling, teaching students how a story is created with a beginning, a middle, and then something happens, a climax of something, right? And then what's the resolution coming off of that? And so the students get to walk through those stories, the story parts, I should say, using a template, and they're getting to create their own characters and they're getting to talk. The characters actually talk through the student voice and narrate those cartoons. Now, this used to be an app that we could get on an iPad. It's no longer available as an app. Now we can just get it through the Google Play Store. So that's where you will find Toontastic. ScreenPal, that one is up next. This is a great one to record your screen, another option there. You do only get 15 minutes of screen recording, but it is an option where we can actually upload a video and edit it in there. So sometimes we're trying to find easy video editors for students that isn't a download or things like that. And so you're able to use ScreenPal to help easily create, edit, and communicate with images and videos. The next section is reading support tools, and Common Lit is just great. It's a literacy program with reading lessons where students can actually interact with that text. So there's going to be questions about that text. This one does not have a leveler where I can bring it up and down, but it will tell you the level of that reading. So this is great for just a general classroom, also great for title programs that are looking for reading passages that have some questions, some interactive questions with it, and Common Lit has a great variety of those. Rewordify is great. You're going to be able to differentiate any text, so if you can copy and paste it, into Rewordify, it can bring it up or down depending upon what you need. It also will identify specific vocab words within that text to help the student understand those better. It will create different games like word searches or crossword puzzles or those flashcards as well with those vocab words. So you also have that option with Rewordify. So that one is a fun one. Epic is next. This is a library of interactive books, audiobooks, and learning videos. So it's free for teachers. You have to go in and say you're a teacher to get this one for free. And it's just great because it's basically just digital books, but it will read along with the students. So it will highlight the words as they go through them if you want. It will also read to them, and that's where that will highlight those words as it reads. So that's a great one. If you're looking for more storybooks that are just animated and not so much the reading pieces, then Books is going to be a great option. These are animated books, and it's also free for teachers as well. So basically storybooks that are brought to life through animation. So it's less about the reading like Epic is. Epic is more books. Specific to student reading them or hearing them read to them with the words. Books is more animation and video. So a lot of movement within those animations and telling the story that way. So both are really great options. You can check either one of those out. The next one is Brisk. And Brisk is really, really cool. It is a new one. It is an AI tool, but it's great for this reading support section. It can assess student effort and provides activities based on the assignment in Google Docs. So it needs to be in Google Docs and then those Google Classroom assignments. So what it will do is with Brisk Teaching, there's a little widget that will come at the bottom of your screen when you have Brisk turned on. You can write with Brisk, so you can have it write about a specific topic, I should say. You can also click the Give It Feedback button, and it will give feedback to the student submission. So if Henry submits an essay on Shakespeare, you can have AI write feedback. You can also have it detect AI writing. There's no foolproof AI detection writing tool that I have found yet. But this one actually analyzes how long they were in the document with Google Docs. And so that kind of helps decide if it was AI. It also will tell you if it's been copied and pasted into AI. So it just has that helpful AI detection in it. Like I said, there's not a perfect one out there, but this is an option. The last thing that it will do is change the level of the reading. So this is going to be great because sometimes we need to level it up or level it down. And the cool thing is it will change the level of reading for a specific website. So if you're on a website that needs to be taken up or taken down, and you see that Brisk button, click on it, change the level, and it will create a new writing in the level that you need. The next section is our math support tools, and the Math Learning Center is just an awesome option for interactive visuals of models. It's iOS or browser-based apps. So you're going to find a lot of math visual model options with Math Learning Center. Wolfram Alpha is a computational search engine, and this one is just fun because you can find factual information about anything and everything. So when you type in George Washington, it's not going to give you different websites that talk about George Washington. It's actually going to give you factual information about George Washington. And so instead of us using this as a link search or trying to find other websites, it's actually compiling all the factual information from the internet, from databases, into your search results. So this is great for students to start their research on using Wolfram Alpha. It's great for students to compare things like apples versus oranges and get the nutritional value for both. So Wolfram Alpha, great option for searching for factual information. It will show the sources as well. So if students need to cite those things, that's available as well. PhET simulations, these are interactive simulations for physics, chemistry, math, earth science, biology. If you want interactive math or science simulations, then PhET simulations will be your friend. So students are able to interact. They're able to tell it, add more weight here, or what happens if I do this? And then the simulation will do it. So this is just a great interactive playground for math and science. Mathagon is manipulatives that are just really fun to work with. There are so many different manipulatives with Mathagon, and it's just great for problem solving. They can explore patterns, they can collaborate with others on these math boards. These are just great manipulatives for teachers to teach with or students to use while they're doing their work. They're just highly interactive, highly engaging. So check that one out for sure. The last one for math is 99 Math. These are group activities, individual practice, play at home games for students. They're really interactive. They're similar to a game-based learning, but 99 Math is math only. So similar to game-based, 99 Math is fun to play if you're specifically focusing on math and want to add some engagement in your classroom. The adaptive learning paths are our next section, and we've got Khan Academy and then Khan Academy Kids. And Khan Academy has in-depth classes with teaching videos and assignments and activities, and you're able to assign those specific lessons that each individual student needs based on where they're at. Khan Academy Kids, it's great for learning ages 2 to 8. It's going to have music, videos, and those interactive games tailored to each student. So as the student answers, the Khan Academy Kids app understands if they understand it or they don't understand it, and then will move their path, the next thing that they offer them based on what that student knows. So kids can use it, parents can use it at home as early as age 2, all the way in through preschool, kindergarten, first grade can use it as well. Bottle is the next one. I love this for math assignments based on standards. Students play the game, they do their work, and they get to earn pets. They get to grow pets, and then they get to battle their pets with their classmates, and they just love that, all while answering these math questions. They do have ELA as well, so you can check that out. But students really get into this, and the cool thing is the teacher can assign a specific assignment based on that or based on the standard that they're working on, or they can just let Bottle decide, based on how the student has been answering, if where they need to be, what they need to be focusing on, and what they need to be practicing more of. And so that's where you have that adaptive learning path where Bottle can take that student on that specific path, or the student can go specifically on this standard that the teacher has assigned. The other thing that's really cool is when students are competing, every student is competing at their own academic level, even though they're playing the same game. So I just love adaptive learning paths. You're also going to see that in Prodigy as well. It sends students on this magical math adventure full of these interactive activities and games, and they are getting those questions as well. So you're going to see that inside of Prodigy as well. Zern is another one that has digital math video lessons with real-time data for students, and then an individualized support. So they're going to get questions, and then students can answer them. And then if they didn't know it or they need help on it, they're able to watch a video about it and get that extra support. So it has that option in there for them. So just some really great options with adaptive learning paths, getting every student the information that they need. Our last section here is all about STEM resources. You'll see Scratch and Scratch Junior. These are all about learning how to code. Of course, Scratch is for the little bit older students. Scratch Junior, those younger K1 students, they learn how to solve problems, design projects, and express themselves. Tinker is a coding platform. They use blocks of code, or they can do the text-based languages if you have students that are ready for that. So Tinker is a great option. STEMfinity, this is a directory of free online STEM resources for the classroom and beyond. It just has options for lesson plans. It has options for resources. If you have any questions about STEM, STEMfinity probably has an answer for you. So it's a great directory for that. And then code.org, this is a computer science tool to help each student's different skill level based on where they're at with the coding. Code.org has lesson plans for all ages, and so that's just a great place to start to learn to code. Okay, that was a long list, but that is your 2024 list. And you're definitely going to want to make sure to get the free PDF download that goes with this list. You're going to be able to see all of the tools that we covered today. It's also interactive, so you're going to be able to click on those links inside of the PDF and get right to the tool. All of those web addresses are linked up in there. Also, if you want to take this the next step further and join me in a Tech Tools class, you can get all that information in the description. And I'd love to connect with you. So feel free to grab that free PDF. Of course, love this video, comment on it, tell me your favorite tool, tell me the tools that you'd like to see on next year's list. And I'd just love to connect with you hopefully soon. Also, you can join the Every Teacher Tech Ready Facebook group where I drop tech tips often. You can get on our email list as well to get the Tuesday tech tip. There's just so much going on inside of Integrated. So definitely join us, subscribe to the channel. I just love to put out these lists and help teachers in whatever way we can. So I'm all about the academic achievement and student engagement using free tech tools. I hope this video was valuable to you. There's going to be a video coming up for you next that you're going to want to check out. So stay tuned for that. Get connected with us, get the free PDF. Have a great school year, and thank you for your dedication to education.